Hi everyone, my name is Yukari and I will be making daily process videos for the month of July as I sketch in my Hobonichi Techo for World Watercolor Month. So let's get started. Today is day 16 and today's prompt is vision, and I was originally going to paint some carrots. But decided to look for a flower that has something to do with vision. And so I am going to be painting what's called Venus Looking Glass. And I will tell you a little bit about why it's called that a little later on. So today for my supplies, well, before I get into supplies really, I wanted to do a quick study on creating purples. And the flower that I am illustrating today is purpley in color. And so I wanted to use my cool reds, which are quin rose and quin lilac. And I mixed either phthalo blue or ultramarine blue. So here are the purples that I can create with quin lilac. And with phthalo blue, it takes a lot of red to create that more violet color, whereas with ultramarine, it doesn't take as much red. And so notice that there aren't a whole lot of differences in the colors that you can see. But I think I am going to be using the combination of quin rose and phthalo blue. One of the things to consider though is how much you can scrub. And notice that with phthalo blue, you can scrub, but the color, you can't get white. Whereas with phthalo blue, with ultramarine blue, you can. So I'm going to do a quick pencil sketch here. And I learned from Shada Campbell that if you create these circle shapes, oval shapes, it's easier to draw flowers. And so that's what I'm doing. Depending on whether the petals are on its side or full front facing. You're going to create different circles and ovals. And the leaves go really around the stem of the petal. And so there are really a lot of triangles when I look at it. So just drawing leaves and adding petals. And so this one is kind of on its side. And so you see a petal that's kind of coming towards you. And if you draw petals or you put the middle circle sort of lower half, you create more realistic looking petals. And you'll see in this drawing, this one, it's really shallow. And you'll see it better when I actually outline this in pen. And once again, the two lower petals are shorter than the three petals around. And I usually don't do it, but I am going to actually outline in pen. And I was going to use a 0.5 jet stream, but I decided to go with a 0.38. And if you follow the oval shape, then you don't have to worry about where the petals should go. It'll be a nice guide. The flowers and the buds both are encased by leaves. And here, that's the petal that's coming towards you, and two petals on the back, two petals on its side, and the leaves. And this one is more front facing. And the 2 leaves. And this, the second one starts with a bud and a big leaf that's coming towards us. And this one is also a flower that's on its side. And this is front facing, but the shorter petals on the bottom. And the last flower is trying to open, and so it's more of a V shape. And you have to be really careful erasing onto Moya River paper, because you're going to see it's easy to wrinkle the paper. All right, so now painting. The buds are more bluish purple than the actual petals, and they have these white stripes in between. And typically I don't outline in pen, because I feel like when I'm painting, I'm just like coloring it in, not really painting. And so, I don't know, I thought my flowers look a little more cartoony today than normal. So I'm painting the petals first, and sometimes I use the bluish purple, sometimes I use more pinkish purple. And I'm going to go back later and add the center part, which is a lot more bluish purple. And I thought and adding the center darker purple and diffusing the edges a little bit on the buds, and adding a little bit of shading and scrubbing some paint out. For the leaves, I used ultramarine blue with Hansa yellow light. I tend to like using one color that's the same. And right now I'm just laying down some color, and we'll add maybe a few more details a little later. So in parts, I added a little more blue to my green mix. So I'm going to let this dry and see what else I can add. And here is my completed journaling page, and I added a quote from Alice in Wonderland. So it says, "In the garden of memory, in the place, in the palace of dreams, that is where you and I shall meet." So the reason why these flowers are called Venus Looking Glass is because the seeds are lens-shaped, and they're kind of transparent, so they kind of resemble a looking glass, and I guess that's why it's named that, and so that's why I chose that quote there for today. All right. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.